make it. Too many people, they don't let me down. But I keep it real, no time for easy. I'm always on that PC trying to shape my sound. See, I'm just trying to make it. I've got some people I cannot let it down. Aiming for the top of the mountain. Not there yet, but I've left the ground. Oh, I've left the ground. I'm just trying to make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Oh, I've left the ground. I'm just trying to make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.
Welcome back, y'all, to another episode. Let's talk Givers, Jordan, man. I hope everybody feeling all right tonight, man. On your way in, as usual, you got to do it every time, y'all. I know it's getting old, but you got to do it every time. We at least got to get to that goal. I need y'all to do your boy a favor by hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, turning them noties on, sharing the videos, doing all that, man. You feeling froggy, become a gentleman, man. Do all that for your boy. But y'all know what tonight is, man. Y'all know what tonight is, man. It is cop night, and we ain't finna miss a beat. We gonna get into it and get with it. Cause your boy got some things he got to do early as hell in the morning. And I'm talking about early as hell. But we gonna get into it, man. Ahead of time, shout out to the civil rights attorney, the civil rights lawyer, because I'm covering another one of his videos tonight. But I know we've heard and we've had conversations in America where somebody say, "Oh, just walking while black," or, sleeping while black, or, and we have the skeptics that come around and be like, "Man, that don't happen. Y'all just complain about everything. Y'all just make excuses. Y'all black folks just like to, make excuses and, try to act like nothing's ever your fault." That's the narrative, the deflect away from what some other people are doing. Well, today we're going to be covering one of sitting in your car while black. Sitting in your car while black. I said I wasn't going to try to cover ones that had black people in it, but this one was just ridiculous. So I had to cover it, y'all. So we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna get right to it. So as usual, get your popcorn, get your cigarettes, get your drinks, get your weed, get whatever you need, because we about to get it popping. Like the DJ say, roll the tape.
This video comes to us from Margate, Florida, and involves a guy just sitting inside his car that is parked in a public park. Officer Sohn of the Margate Police Department sees this car sitting there. He has not observed any crime being committed. Nobody has told him that any crime has been committed. Nevertheless, he sees something that causes him to want to get out of his police car and approach this guy. The issue here is, what are the rights? What is the law when police officers confront somebody such as this? Does he have to talk to him? Is he free to leave? Can the police officer force him out of the car? Can they box him in? Can they harass him? Can they annoy him? All of these cases are highly, highly fact dependent. The first thing we need to look at is, what is the reason for this encounter? As far as I can tell, this police officer just observed this car, noticed that the two rear windows were halfway down. That's it. There was no night.
And y'all gotta know that's an old person car right there, man. Look, it's got the wood grain on the sides. Y'all know, y'all used to see that on that 70s show. Man, that's one of them old schools. And it's down in Florida with the wood grain on the side, and it's in that good a condition. Somebody been taking care of that vehicle, but he saw this vehicle and decided he wanted to investigate. So let's see where this investigation goes.
911 call, no crime reported, no crime observed. This should be starting out.
And somebody help me out, man. What kind of model of car that is? Is that like a Plymouth or something like that? I forget the name and model of that car. Is it like a Chevy or something? Somebody help me out. I know one of y'all know. I know one of y'all older than me, and y'all probably your mama them had, or one of y'all friends them had one of those vehicles. But everybody in the family got in. Somebody let me know what the name of that vehicle is.
Here, a consensual encounter where just anybody can walk up to anybody and try to engage in conversation. But neither of those individuals can forcibly detain the other and stop the other from leaving. None of those individuals can force the other to engage in conversation against their consent. If ever that point is crossed, that becomes a detention. And the Fourth Amendment requires there be reasonable suspicion that can be articulated by the officer. So let's proceed and see what exactly is happening here.
Good morning. How you doing?
How can I help you?
Well, I was driving by, I saw the window, and I want to make sure everything was all right.
All right, y'all. And y'all see that it's saying it's on the February 27, 2025 at 7:44 in the morning. This cop is on his game, man. 7:44 in the morning. Now he probably does a 12-hour shift like a lot of them do, but 7:44 in the morning. Something has to be amiss with this car sitting on the side of the road in a parking spot at a park or at a lake or whatever that is. I don't know how y'all folks down there in Florida do stuff a little different. Even though I'm from there, y'all do stuff a little different. But either way, though, let's see how this goes.
Okay. You have your ID handy, sir?
I don't
Or
have
what?
no ID
Why not?
because I've committed no crime.
Okay. What's your first name?
None of your business.
Okay.
What's
this-
your first name?
My
What's your
first name-
badge number?
3533, sir.
What's your name?
Officer Sohn, S-O-H-N.
All right. Continue. Have a good day.
Okay. Is this your vehicle, sir?
That's none of your business.
Okay.
You don't want to turn this into a lawsuit, do you?
I don't want to turn anything into anything. Why are you going to sue me?
The majority of you cops are corrupt.
You don't. This is the first time we're ever meeting, correct?
You have no reason to contact me, and I don't like cops.
I don't care what you like or don't like. I'm going to do my job.
Your job isn't harassing me because I've committed no crime.
I'm not harassing you. Harassing is a repeated behavior, sir.
Backing that vehicle into your patrol. That's what you can do.
I don't have to. This is a public roadway, correct?
Well, you can stop harassing me.
Is this a public roadway?
It's a public roadway.
So I don't
wanna
have to
speak
move.
Someone, I don't have to speak to them, especially you.
Mr. Carr.
Now leave my sight.
Mr. Carr.
Leave my sight.
Mr. Carr. He's refusing to identify himself or speak to me. He was already asked my badge number and said as I'm harassing him.
Yeah, you're harassing me. I committed no crime. You got no reason to stop me. I'm on a legal public roadway. So get out of my sight.
I don't have to
Get
leave,
in
sir.
your car and do your job. How about you go pick up some litter out here? Do something.
That's not my job.
You guys are the ones Elon fired because you do nothing but sit in your car all day, you sleep with the AC running, wasting my tax dollars. Go out and find some crime,
Sir,
old man. Go
Mr.
find
Carr.
some crime.
Mr. Carr,
None of your business.
Mr. Carr.
Appreciate that. We got School of Justice in the building. Say good evening, fam. Mercury Plymouth. All right, man. I was way off. Okay, this one of them Plymouths. All right, I got you. But look, the man is 100% in his rights to not want to speak to the cops. I would advise at this point, like, dude, they obviously bothering you. Just sit in the car and don't say nothing to him. He kept calling him Mr. Carr, Mr. Carr, Mr. Carr. So obviously that should let anybody know that he's probably ran the tag and he has a name coming back to it. And he's approaching you on this. But just don't say nothing to him, man. Just don't say nothing to him. Go on about your business, man. Just sit in that car. Good thing he is recording. That's good that he is recording. But, man, I just say don't say nothing to him, man. You have to invoke your right to remain silent. And you actually have to verbally say that, y'all. Just so everybody knows. Like, don't say I invoke my right to remain silent, like in your head, and not say it out loud. Because if you just sitting there being quiet, they're going to be looking at you like something's wrong with you. But, man, say it out loud, man. I'm invoking my right to remain silent. I don't want to talk to you. And just leave it at that. They're going to do whatever they're going to do regardless. Whether they want to break the law or abide by the law, they're going to do it. The only thing is you have it on your side that you invoked your right and they violated your right. Because they can stand outside your car like that. Police can't do that if you was doing it to somebody else. But, you know, they'll try to figure out something. But either way, though, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay, we'll do this another way. Sorry?
We'll do this another way.
Yes, you do what another way?
And they putting on gloves, y'all. They putting the gloves on.
You can't do anything to me. I'll pull a lawsuit out of both of you guys. I want to win another lawsuit.
When they putting them gloves on, you know they getting ready to try to touch you.
I want to win another.
I'm having a hard time seeing your vehicle. Does this window go down?
They don't go down, and you have no reason to see in my vehicle. What do you?
I want to be able to see you and make sure that everything is good.
You can see me right here from the front.
All right, now I can see you.
So get in your car and get out of my sight. What's your name and badge number?
Officer Escobar 3545.
What is it again?
Officer Escobar 3545.
3545. Now get in your car and leave. Where's your supervisor?
I'm sorry?
Call your supervisor right now.
I believe my partner's doing that right now.
Call him right now.
I believe my partner's doing that right now. Can I too? If you have another one, start one. He's refusing to identify himself or talk to us or open the door. I'm trying to verify who he is another way.
I see that he keeps saying that the guy's refusing to identify himself to him. What legal ground does the cop have to have this man identify? As of right now, he hasn't articulated one. Not to us, who are watching the body cam, not to the guy that's sitting in the car. But he's saying that this guy's refusing to identify. So I guess in America, and I keep beating this down, y'all, a lot of cops feel like if they walk up on you and they ask you what your name is, that you're legally obligated to give it to them. Well, these cops need to be educated on the law because they're enforcing it. You have no legal obligation to give your name. And in some states, you don't even have to give any of that until after you're arrested. Until they have you in handcuffs, you have to identify. But he's using that as a reason to step it up a little bit. Watch how this goes.
RO assigned to this vehicle. Photograph matches showing, I haven't gotten a teletype, but showing an active 99 full extradition for appears to be stalking.
So the driver believes that this is a case of racial profiling. And as it turns out, he may be correct about that. Officer Sohn ran the tag of this guy's car. And when he saw the name and when he saw the picture of the registered owner of the vehicle, whom he believes to be the individual he's interacting with, he noticed that there was an outstanding warrant for another black guy with the same last name and perhaps the same middle name, but a different first name and a different date of birth. But wouldn't it be so great if he could arrest that guy? It's not exact, but it's so close. It's so close.
Sure. Mr. Acosta. Mr. Acosta?
What What do you want?
This is your vehicle, correct?
None of your business.
Are you
have
the
all
registered-
my information right now.
Huh?
None of your business. You have all of my information. And
So
touch
so it
my
is
vehicle.
so it is you. You are
Stop
Mr.
touching my
Acosta.
vehicle. I'm not telling you anything because you have no reason to stop me.
Okay.
And I'm recording everything.
I'm recording everything as well, sir.
Pull a lawsuit out of your asshole.
That's very disrespectful and rude.
Who cares if it's disrespectful? I have freedom of speech.
You do.
And you have no reason to stop me.
I'm not stopping you. I mean,
Why
this
are you
is
on my car right
Y'all gotta ask the question: why would he tell that man to? Once the gentleman was saying, "Get away from my car. I don't want to speak to you." You tell him that it was very rude. He responds with, "I have freedom of speech." The cop replies, "You do." So my question is, why did you even say that to him? It's rude. Who cares if it's rude? You're conducting supposedly your job in your official capacity as a police officer. Don't nobody care what's rude or what's nice and what's not. Is it against the law? Your job is to enforce the law. Your job is not to come up on random people parked at a park in their car, not committing a violation, and trying to fish for something because you want to arrest somebody at 7:48 now in the morning. But y'all see another police car just done pulled up. And watch what this police car does.
now?
I'm not on your
Get
phone.
your hands off of my vehicle.
Mr.
So now it looks like they're trying to box him in. And once again, box him in for what?
Mr. Acosta. Listen to me. One way or another, you're going to come out of this car.
No, I'm not.
Sir,
I've committed no crime. You pull me out of this car, you'll be sued. I want another
For what?
lawsuit. I want one.
for what?
I want one.
What would you like a lawsuit
Violating my
for?
rights. You have no reason to stop me at all.
It's called-
Everything's legit and I've committed no crime. Asshole.
Very rude, sir.
Asshole. You need to watch YouTube videos because guys
You need
like
to stop watching
get
YouTube
fired and
videos.
get
I'm going to
sued.
move my car up now,
You
okay?
get fired and sued. Fired.
Hey, y'all heard what he said. He told the cop he needs to watch YouTube videos so he can get hip on the law. The cop said he needs to stop. Now, we're gonna find out at the end of this video who's in the right now. The cop telling you to stop watching YouTube videos because obviously you don't know what the hell you're talking about. The guy telling the cop you need to watch YouTube videos because you don't know what you're doing. We'll find out at the end of the video who's right. And that's why I say these videos that we cover are so important because Americans need to know their rights. If you don't know your rights, you're going to lose them. You're going to get trampled over. You're going to have things done to you that is not legal and you will not have no recourse because you don't know that you actually have recourse. I told you all the time and I'm keep saying your rights are like your muscles. If you don't use them, you're going to lose them. You're going to be on there like my 500-pound life, not using your rights.
And sue.
But now they're boxing them in like a game, bro. They boxing him in. Boxing this man in with their vehicles. Box him in, y'all. Y'all see where the vehicles are. They have this man boxed in. Once again, I'm going to ask the question. What crime did he commit? I know all them bootlickers going to come out of the woodworks and say, well, he could have just gave the cop his ID from the beginning, man. Maybe it wouldn't have went. Maybe it wouldn't go as far as it is right now. Why? Why should he give his ID up? Because the cops asked for it? That's why? Those are the people that give up their rights on a daily basis. Those are the people that will tell you to give up your rights on a daily basis. But when their rights get violated, they'll be screaming, woe is me. Those are the people that make society worse for all of us. But y'all see it. They got him boxed in right now. Let's see where it goes.
Ass white. My record is cleaner than any one of you bastards. Cleaner than both of you. I'm more of a citizen than you. Get out of my country. You, get out. Go back to where you came from. Corrupt pig.
Why do I have to get out of your country?
Because you're corrupt. We don't need more corrupt bastards like you in America. You're the problem with America. People like you.
Mr. Acosta.
People like you.
Mr. Acosta, listen to me.
I don't have to listen to you because
Okay.
I committed no crime.
Mr. Acosta,
I don't have to listen to you. You know who you can listen to? Listen to this. Listen to
I'm gonna
this.
end up breaking this window.
Break my window and I will have a lawsuit. Go ahead and do it.
Mr.
Asshole. Go
Mr.
ahead and do
Acosta.
it.
Mr. Acosta,
Go ahead and
listen
break
to
my
me.
window.
You're on a public roadway. When I check the license plate,
This is a public parking spot.
listen to me. If you stop interrupting, I'm going to explain what's going on.
There's not people park here every day and you don't harass them. You're just racist.
I'm racist.
You're racist. You pig.
Can you say that?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. The way he talked, he sounded like he voted for Trump. He sounded like one of my brothers and sisters that voted for Trump, thinking that, you know, I support the president and, you know, he's gonna look out for me. And he walks away from that Trump rally and realizes, nah, you're still black. And these officers are still gonna harass you. They're still gonna bother you. He literally said, get out of my country. What that sound like? What that sound like it came from? What political party that sound like? You don't usually hear people on the left saying, get out of my country. You don't usually hear that. I'm actually have to use that, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to start using that. Because I'm very ambiguous when it comes to political parties. But I'm definitely have to use that. But this man sound like he voted for something that he don't know, and he about to get his Negro wake-up card.
All you guys are racist pigs. Stop touching my vehicle. Get off my car. Get your pig hands off my car. What's your name and badge number?
Yeah, man, don't be touching that classic, y'all. Keep your hands off that classic. That's a classic.
You're the reason women shouldn't be cops. You're corrupt just like the men.
So now they taking pictures of him.
Yeah, I'll get a lawsuit.
What kind of shit is this, y'all? What is going on right now?
I'm going to Margate to file a complaint right now.
Where in America can people back their vehicle up to your vehicle, box you in, pull a vehicle up behind you, box you in, and then come around your window harassing you, and now they're taking pictures of you inside of the car, and you don't have the ability to pull off? If any of us, me, you, or anybody else in this country did that, y'all know that we gonna get charged with kidnapping. Y'all know that, right? And as of right now, we are still trying to figure out, what are they doing this for? What are they doing this for? At what time now? 7:51 in the morning. 7:51 in the morning.
I'm going to go to your office
Do not
right
start.
now
Do
with
not
a
start
complaint.
that car. Do not start that car.
Why are you stopping me?
Do not start that car.
Why are you stopping me?
I'm going to tell you right now. Listen to me. Do not start that car.
Why are you stopping me?
Do not.
Now, y'all heard him ask that 3 times now. Why are you stopping me? Why are you stopping me? The cop will not answer that question. He just keeps saying, do not start that car. Can you please explain to the man why you were stopping him? A lot of people say, just give me your ID. Tell me why you stopped me. If you know you have not committed one crime, you're just sitting in your vehicle on a public roadway in a public parking spot. You're not doing anything. And you're asking the officer over and over and over, why are we having this interaction? Why are you stopping me? And they can't answer it. You know, something is awry. Something is awry, y'all.
You're goddamn right.
Well, let's see where we go.
Start that car.
Why are you stopping me?
I'm going to tell you right now. Listen to me.
Why are you
Acosta.
Why are you stopping me?
Acosta, listen to me. You start this car and you move forward and you damage that vehicle, it's going to be a problem. Right now, you are not free to leave.
Why am I not free to leave?
Because the registered owner of this vehicle has a warrant. And until I get, don't argue.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? So now we finally got a reason. We've probably been in this for probably about, I don't know how many minutes. Started at 7:44. We're at 7:51. Y'all do the math. We finally know now why the officer is trying to get his ID. He said the registered owner of that vehicle has a warrant. All right, let's see if he does.
You with me? I'm going to give you 2 seconds.
I'm
One.
going to show you my ID right now.
Perfect. Give it to me.
For no reason, you're harassing me.
Give me your ID. Can you see him?
Matter of fact, show me the warrant.
No. Show me your ID.
Show me your warrant.
Give me your ID, sir.
Hold on, let me step out.
Step out? Okay. Yeah, get over here.
Worst decision this guy could have made.
Back away from my door.
I'm backing away, sir.
You said I have a warrant. Show me that warrant.
Come out here and I'll show it to you.
I want to make sure. Make sure you're lying. Show me that warrant. Why are you touching me? Why are you arresting me? Wait a minute. What?
Do not get out of your vehicle if you haven't done anything wrong, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, stop. Just don't do it. If you don't want to have to go through this, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, don't do it. But yeah, here we go.
Whoa, get my phone. I got my IDs in my bag. Why are you arresting me? Oh my God, this is a lawsuit. This is a lawsuit.
Officer Sohn lied to the driver and said that the registered owner of his vehicle has a warrant. The guy knew that that wasn't true. The officer also lied that he would show him the warrant if he got out of the car. And that's when they grab him and they put him in handcuffs. And now they've moved straight up the chart to an arrest, where now they don't.
And y'all pay attention to this chart. This man is a lawyer. He is a lawyer. He practices these cases. He fights these cases against cops and prosecutors. Look at the steps. Please pay attention. Please take a screenshot of the steps. Consensual encounter, you're free to leave. Fourth Amendment does not yet apply. Now, when you're in a Terry stop, you're temporarily not free to leave. Reasonable suspicion is required. That means they have to tell you. If you be like, am I free to go? And they say no, then be like, what's your reasonable suspicion? Why do I need to stay right here? That's a Terry stop. Now we've moved on to arrest. If they put these handcuffs on you, you are technically arrested. You are not free to leave. Probable cause is required. They have to have it. He said that, I guess his probable cause right now is that the registered owner of this vehicle has a warrant. Well, we're going to see if that person actually has a warrant. Or are the cops fucking up at their job like they normally do?
Don't just need reasonable suspicion. They either have to have a warrant for his arrest, or for a warrantless arrest, they have to have probable cause. There was no warrant. The warrant that Officer Sohn found was for a different black guy with the same last name. Was not for this individual, as much as he wanted it to be.
My ID's in his bag.
Okay.
You guys got a
get your
lawsuit.
ID.
This is a
Listen to
lawsuit.
me.
This is a lawsuit.
Listen to me, Mr.
This is a
Acosta.
lawsuit.
Stop talking and
Can
listen.
you guys pick up my phone?
Pick it up now.
This is a lawsuit. It's in there. Let me get it.
No, I'm not letting you do anything because you've been.
It should be in my bag, right in there. Look.
You've been completely uncooperative.
Look.
Is this you,
That's me.
Acosta?
Yes. No.
You
You
have a
said
Florida driver's license?
it should be in there.
I'm looking. Show me where it is so I see it.
Look behind the money. Look in there. It's in there. I put my ID in there. Look all through there.
I'm looking.
It's in there. Look in there.
I'm
Look,
gonna
move
take each
all of
thing
the
out for you.
pieces out of there.
There you go. Let's do this. See how hard this is not
a lawsuit.
difficult.
I don't care what you
It's
say.
not a
It's
lawsuit, sir.
It's a lawsuit. You illegally arrested me.
You're not arrested. I said you
illegally
detained.
arrested me.
If you're in handcuffs, you're arrested. Don't let nobody tell you different. They can let you go after arrest. They don't have to process you all the way through, but you are technically arrested if they put handcuffs on you. And I would challenge anyone that thinks any differently. People need to know the actual law. You're arrested once they put you in handcuffs.
You've never
You
been arrested.
illegally arrested me.
You're not arrested.
Center
Okay.
Console.
But
But you
this-
see my name
this
on
is
those
you,
other
correct?
IDs. Yeah.
Okay, this is you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me the warrant.
What's your
Show me
birthday?
the warrant.
What's your birthday, sir?
Show me the warrant.
What is your birthday, sir? Okay. Thank you.
This is
Still
a
no
lawsuit.
warrant produced, y'all. Still no
Thanks for
warrant
getting me
for his
paid,
so-called
Mr.
arrest
Guy.
being produced yet.
I'm going to press the issue. I'm going to press it. Lawsuit for all of you. And I'm going to FOIA all your body cams. Lawsuit. Harassment.
Once again, for you, y'all. Y'all need to know that term, freedom of information. You can go and get their body cams. If you have a situation like this, make sure you get their badge numbers and their names. Remember the date and time that you were stopped and get all that information. Now, they are going to charge you for that information, but you can get the body cams, and you very well might possibly have them edit the video if it's egregious, if it's really egregious. That's why it's always good to record the cops when you have an interaction with them, because y'all already seen when we have all these incidents that happen where somebody might lose their life, especially a person of color. And it takes months and years possibly, and sometimes never, to get the body cam to actually come out. Make sure you record for yourself so you have the interaction from the very beginning to the end. But if you can't, even if you do, still FOIA their body cams. Make sure you get their body cams, everybody's body cams. And if some of them are off, You got another issue you can raise. But FOIA, that's what it is. Freedom of information.
Racism. That's what this is. You guys are the problem with America. You guys, people like you.
Come on, bring him over here.
I agree.
Why are you photographing me?
I'm gonna run your face.
No, you have no right to put my face in no database. You have no right to put my face in a database. I'm not gonna look at your camera. I don't have to look at your camera.
Okay, sir.
You have no right to put me in your database. I'm not looking at your camera. This is a lawsuit.
Well, sir, you're already on body camera.
Who cares? But this is all this does is adding to your lawsuit. You corrupt pigs.
Okay.
Get me paid. I needed money.
Yes, sir.
I was waiting for you guys to do something like this. I knew it.
Well, I believe
You guys are the problem with America.
I believe you only have a warrant, sir.
You guys are a problem with America.
Okay.
You believe. See, everything is speculation. Speculation. No facts. Speculation. He had no reason to pull behind me. He had no reason to run my tag. And I have no reason to be in these cuffs. And you pigs are going to get me paid.
Well, sir, you could run your tag at any time.
Nope, he had no reason to run my tag.
Actually,
he had no reason to pull up and step to my car at all.
We could run any license plate that we see in public, sir.
He can't pull up behind me, stop his car,
Officer is correct with that statement. They can run any tag that they feel like in public. And they shouldn't be allowed to. But that's going to take citizens like us to speak up about that. They could pull up to a mall, y'all. Pull up to a mall and sit in a parking lot and just run tags. Run tags. And if they get on one of them, just sit out there and wait for somebody to walk up to that vehicle and then jump out and grab them. That's what I would do if I was them. They always looking to get some money out of the citizens. So they always looking for somebody with a warrant. Why don't y'all just go sit outside the mall or go sit outside of a gas station? Just run tags all day. Why wouldn't you just do that? If you really want to just violate people's rights all the time, just go do that. But we as citizens need to speak up and be like, no, unless you see suspicious activity, unless you see a traffic violation, something like speeding, swerving, tag light out, something like that, you should not be allowed to run people's tags. Look, a lot of y'all gonna get really pissed off when y'all see these drones flying around in y'all city. Because y'all let this ride now. So now they're gonna surveil your ass from this goddamn sky. And they're already doing it in some cities in America. They got drones. They just park on the side of the road somewhere, pop their trunk up, and just sit back there with a drone, just sit in the sky, writing traffic tickets, y'all. I'm talking about writing no seatbelt or texting in the phone. They wasting all our taxpayer money flying drones to get a seatbelt ticket or get a texting while driving ticket. Y'all might want to start speaking up because you're gonna be living in a 100% surveilled state. You're gonna be observed 24/7. And the sad part is, they don't even want to be surveilled 24/7. They fought tooth and nail against body cams, but they want to watch you 24/7. Make that make sense.
Locks me in and run my tag. You can't do that. I've committed no crime. He saw me commit no crime.
You don't have to commit a crime to run a tag, sir.
All my tags.
He's correct. You don't need a crime.
Legit, and this is unlawful. Then you say you want to run my face in some AI. This is all criminal.
It's not criminal. It's not AI, sir.
All criminal. Your face recognition technology is AI.
No,
it's
sir.
all criminal. Yes, it is. So you're too incompetent. You don't even know what your own software is.
It's not artificial. I'm utilizing a real-time picture.
All incompetent and corrupt.
Dude, it is AI. This cop don't know. He don't know about programs or computer. Once you take a picture of his face, you put it into the program. The program is going to use AI to process his face to see if anything else pops up. The cop's stupid. He don't know about technology, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know how technology works.
Bro, and you're the problem with America. You people, guys like you.
Hey, it might not be him. Okay, so but it's. I went out with the car.
What'd he say? Hold up.
You people, guys like you.
Hey, it might not be him. Okay, so.
Yeah. Again. Let's keep going.
But I went out with the car because it's parked here. I saw the window down. Okay. I ran the tag as I drove by. I came back around. Went out with the car because I saw the hit. Right. And I'm like, hey, how you doing, Officer Stone, Margate Police Department?
So now Officer Stone is explaining, apparently to his supervisor, why this guy is in handcuffs, why he has arrested this guy, but then he just told him that he did not arrest him. And if he didn't arrest him, what the hell is going on, and why is the guy in handcuffs? What's happening here?
Went out with him. He immediately starts filming me. Fuck you, get away from me, asswipe. I'm not talking to you. I'm like, sir, we're on a public roadway.
Never called you asswipe.
I can talk to you. Refused to identify himself, the whole 9 yards.
Also, Officer Sohn basically admits the real reason that all of this is happening. It's all because when he walked up to the car to quote unquote check on the driver, he immediately observed that the driver was filming him with his phone.
Well, I was driving by, I saw the window, and I want to make sure everything was all right.
That apparently hurt his feelings because, cops should be the only ones filming, I guess, in these scenarios. And so this whole thing has been retaliation to try to show him who's boss, to try to create a F around find out situation. But fortunately, the supervisor just doesn't seem to be buying any of it. And as soon as he starts asking, yeah, but what about the law sort of questions to Sohn completely buckles.
Then
let me ask you, when you read this tag,
right,
did that come the registered owner of the tag?
That right, but with his birth date, now that I have his birth date, it could be different. Okay. But the photo was pretty close. That's why I went out with the car.
Okay, but the registered owner of the tag,
it's him.
Did that come back with a warrant?
When I ran the tag, it comes back same name.
Okay.
The birth date could be off. That's why I'm verifying it.
So he's lying. Y'all, he's lying right now. He's lying. Bernie, where you at?
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
If you ran that tag and it came back as a warrant under that man's name, there wouldn't have been no conversation. Right now, you're saying that the name is close. The date of birth is close. It didn't come back for that man. But you wanted to lock somebody up early at 7:44 because that's when this stop started. So, well, at least when your body cam started, 7:44 a.m. in the morning. Because the man has a similar he has the same last name as somebody else. I would really be feeling some type of way if a cop didn't verify that all three names match, date of birth match. But I'm going to yank this person out of the vehicle, put him in handcuffs, all because they got the same last name. Man, what if your last name was Thomas? Last name White. Last name Smith. Last name Johnson. Oh, last name, it's close. It's close, y'all. Let me go ahead and interrogate him and tell him I'm going to break his window. That sounds like the right thing to do.
So I just asked him for his ID, and then he immediately starts. And then he said he wanted to come out and talk to us and show us. I asked him for his. Finally, when you were pulling up, he came out on his own. We didn't pull him out of the car.
You told him you was gonna break his window, dude. You told him you was gonna break his window. Let's be real. And see, Uncanny in the building. Shout out to Uncanny. He said, Jay, that is Chris Rock, not Bernie Mac. I'm gonna play it for you one more time since you didn't see it.
Right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
All right. I hope Uncanny retracts that statement from the record.
And we handcuffed him and detained him so I can verify. That's all this is.
All right.
Did he just lie to his supervisor? Is that how it happened? Oh, I was just asking for his ID, and then he wanted to get out of the car. He wanted to help us, and he hopped right out of the car.
I'm gonna end up breaking this window. Do not start that car. Do not start that car. Right now, you are not free to leave.
Why am I not free to leave?
Because the registered owner of this vehicle has a warrant.
No,
and until don't argue with me. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. One.
I'm going to show you my ID right now.
Perfect. Give it to me.
For no reason, you're harassing me.
Give me your ID.
No, I don't think that's what the body cam showed.
What do you have about that?
His name and date of birth off of this thing, which is not, what is this? This is certified forklift operator ID. Shows him as Car Acosta, which is also a sign of the vehicle. The hit is for Car Acosta with a very similar date of birth, which I'm trying to, let me see if I can pull that photo up. He's saying Acosta,
Okay.
Car Acosta.
Okay.
The hit's for Car Acosta with the date of birth is almost
What ain't
identical.
looking like?
So black male. So let me see if I can pull up car Acosta. Or
They don't even look alike. They don't even look alike. Yeah, look at that picture, man. They don't even look alike. They don't even look alike unless the dude gained like what, 30, 40 pounds? Like, dude, they don't even look alike. Now he look like he done broke the law a couple times.
so black male. So let me see if I can pull up car Acosta. Or yeah,
Well, let's see if we can find the actual DL for this guy and David.
I'm going there next.
I have one that's a different name. That's a 93%.
This looks. This is who the hit's for.
Man, them niggas look alike. Them niggas look alike, bro. Look at them, man. They look just like each other. They look just like each other, don't they? I hope y'all can sense my sarcasm. They do not look alike. Unless you're just gonna say they both look black. I'll give you that. But they do not look alike. But I guess all black people look alike. Hey, you know that saying be out there a lot, and people like, oh, y'all just saying. Obviously, that's what this cop going off of. They obviously look alike. And I need to figure out where he got the hit for a warrant. I need to know that. Where'd you get a hit for a warrant? I gotta figure that out.
Go ahead. It's so close.
Okay, well, let's find
It's
the
so
DL
close.
for
Yeah.
the guy.
It's so close, but it's not there, buddy. And you got this man in handcuffs. Tell me it's so close. So close, but not close enough. And you got a man in handcuffs for something being so close. Man, dude, shit. He wanted, and that's why I tell people, man, stop talking to these folks, man. When they engage you, when they approach you, they are not coming over there to be your friend. They're not trying to ask you what you did last week on Friday, and they can probably join you this week. They trying to find a reason to put your ass in jail. Stop talking to them. Stop talking to them. Stop thinking they're your friend. They are not your friend.
Guy who's the registered owner of this car.
10-4. Teletype saying the DL off this name is clear,
Okay.
but this is it's pretty close.
Well, let's find
Yeah,
the actual DL.
That's what I'm doing next. I'm pulling that up.
And DL, that means driver's license, y'all. He ran the tag, now driver's license. That's what the DL stands for.
It was so close. Everything's
Look at
so
him,
close.
Look at him. Look at him.
They release
So close, so
lawyers,
close.
and I'm going down to your headquarters. As soon as you guys release me. Lawsuit. Racist police. And corrupt. You know they messed up. That's why it's taking them so long. They messed up. You guys messed up too.
He's a hairy ass motherfucker, I swear.
Tim.
Looks very close.
This is the RO.
Right.
That's him.
I can't see.
Sorry, I can't turn it anymore.
Okay.
This is the guy out of the car.
Yes.
Right.
Now, what's his date of birth?
He's saying 3, which is what he gave me, but when you pull up the
Let me.
guy,
So let's just
Yeah, I
stop with the guy who may be,
Right.
and just deal with the guy who we know it
Okay.
is. Is the guy who we know it is wanted at all?
according to the information he's giving me, this no,
Okay.
but it's all right.
Do we
Take
have
him out
any
of fucking
charges on him?
handcuffs.
Other than him not identifying himself, no, I can let that go. I'll type an alpha about it.
Well, yeah, we're gonna type an alpha. You took these. Let's first off, if there's no reason to have him detained any longer,
We
let's
can-
undetain him.
Okay.
Now y'all see how he said, well, you know, he didn't identify himself. You have no grounds for him to identify. His supervisor is having to walk him through like, bro, you just can't be yanking people up and saying, well, they didn't identify themselves. Failure to ID. What crime was I suspected of? No, nothing. I asked you for your ID, you didn't give it to me. Well, that's a charge. You can't charge people for that. I don't think there's one state in America where you can charge somebody for not identifying themselves before. Man, come on now. This is crazy. But it's at least it's his supervisor saying, bro, let him go. And let's not mention, because that camera we just saw a second ago was his supervisor. So the whole time his supervisor was talking to him, he was muted. He was muted. The only reason we know what his supervisor said is because the guy in the car who wants to arrest this guy, who just itching to arrest another black guy, had his running. Listen to this. He had muted the audio.
Okay. All right.
Mute it. Unmute it. They shouldn't be able to mute nothing.
Dude,
They shouldn't be allowed to mute anything. They redact videos and audio all the time when it comes to their body cam. You should not be allowed to mute or anything. Mute or turn your camera off at all when you're engaged with a citizen and you're on the stop. At all. If you want to edit it afterwards like y'all normally do it then. I was spinning, y'all. I don't know why I was spinning. Hopefully I'm back. I hope I'm back. Let me see real quick. Let me turn this off, man, because I got shit running all in his house. And I ain't gonna lie, my Wi-Fi been acting funny. But nah, all our elected officials, we need to be on top of their head. Cops should not be able to mute their body cam or turn their body cam off while they're engaged with a citizen on the stop. Ever. If they decide they want to mute stuff out later and edit stuff out later like they always do, still got an issue with it, but you can do that on the back end. You should not be allowed to mute. And his lieutenant or whoever his supervisor was, sergeant, muted his conversation. He tried to mute for that whole conversation. We only heard it, y'all, because the guy who actually stopped him had his shit running the whole time. Ain't none of that muting shit. Because when you mute, I feel like you're trying to cover something up. When you're trying to hide something, I get a little suspicious, y'all. Just a little suspicious.
Twin brother.
So what that motherfucker just said?
You took these out.
Hold up. Well, I want to hear what that other officer said.
Dude, it's his twin brother.
This motherfucker said it was his twin brother. Hold up. Let's go back to the picture. His twin brother. What was that fucking picture at? Y'all know the picture I'm talking about. Fuck it, I ain't even gonna do it. Man, them dudes don't look alike. Talking about his twin brother.
Lawsuit.
Let's take him out of handcuffs.
Lawsuit. You corrupt pig. Lawsuit. I'm going to call my lawyer now, and I'm going to your headquarters.
Okay.
I want all of your names and badges right now. Stop tightening that cuff on me.
Take them off, sir.
Take them off.
They're doing that.
Hold on.
Why are you holding my other arm? Take it off.
Put your hand on top of your head.
Take the freaking cuff off so I can get my lawsuit. You corrupt pig.
They're taking it off.
Take it off. Lawsuit.
Okay.
Lawsuit. Give me all of their names right now. I want their cards now.
Sawyer, 352.
I want your cards. God damn it. I want your cards. All of you, give me your cards right now.
There it is.
No, give me your card.
No, you don't get to hold it.
Where's my phone?
It's on your car.
Fucking pig. This is a lawsuit. Don't go anywhere. This is a lawsuit. Where's your name and badge number? Show me your ID like he showed me his.
You want to see my ID?
I want a copy of it. My lawyer needs it.
Can you stand back from your door, please?
Stand back from your door.
There's
I
my
want
ID.
it on film. Can you show it on the camera?
I'm going to
please?
take it out for you so you can take
Thanks.
a picture of it.
Lawsuit.
Okay.
You feel real shitty now, don't you?
No.
Let's see yours. Lawsuit.
He said he don't feel shitty, but he was completely fucking wrong. Don't feel shitty though.
Let's see yours. Lawsuit. Let's see yours.
You can have that.
Thanks. I would like a photo of it, but let's see yours. Lawsuit. Wait. The son got it. Come here.
Sure.
Yeah, you know you f***ed up, you pig. Suck my toe.
No further contact.
Now, there are many of us who would watch that and say, well, why didn't he just comply to begin with? Why didn't he tell him his name?
Yeah, a lot
Why didn't he show ID? Then none of that would have happened. Do you really think that this officer was walking up to this guy's car because he was worried about him or because he wanted to help him? No, 9 times out of 10, when a police officer comes up to you and is asking you questions, it's because they want to get you. They have some hunch or some suspicion that you could have committed a crime or you have a warrant. Might be based on the way that you look. You don't know. It's all in the officer's head. When he went up to ask him questions, what is he asking him? The game he's playing initially is using the ability to engage in a consensual encounter to get the information that he wants to be able to then have reasonable suspicion to detain or even probable cause to arrest. That's why he's asking, what is your name? That's why he's asking, are you the registered owner of this vehicle? Because if he says yes, well, now if he has this belief, even if wrong, that the registered owner has a warrant, now that's what he's going to use. Pull the guy out of the car to detain him or even to arrest him. Why answer police officers' questions when you have no idea what crazy hunch they have in their head? The safest thing to assume is that they're trying to screw you one way or the other. Like one of our former presidents said, the scariest thing that you could ever hear is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. No, they're not there to help you. They are there to look for some way of taking you away in handcuffs. Not because any crime has been committed, not because anyone called them. The second that this stopped becoming a consensual encounter and became a Terry stop, an investigatory detention, it was at that moment that the Fourth Amendment was triggered and reasonable suspicion was required. For this to be lawful, an officer must have specific objective facts, not just a hunch, indicating that a crime or violation occurred. It can't be a hunch. It can't be vague feelings or an unsupported intuition. Here, no objective officer can articulate any reasonable suspicion at all. No crime was reported. No crime was observed. Being parked in a park during daylight hours, not a crime. Like many of my videos, this is a consensual encounter that went bad. There's nothing stopping police officers from being proactive and going out in the community if they see something they think is a little off, investigating it. You can go up to somebody, you can ask for ID, you can ask questions, and if they choose not to interact with you, if they choose not to give it to you, then you have to deal with it. Go find evidence that some crime was committed if that's what you think. But many police officers, they can't take no for an answer. And when they're told no, their first response is to retaliate and to demonstrate, probably for their own ego, demonstrate their power. But when they do that and their hunch turns out to be wrong, that's when they get busted, just like this guy got busted. But fortunately, that supervisor was there and he set this guy free. As I understand it, the guy had filed a formal complaint with the Margate Police Department, and I doubt they'll do anything about it, but who knows, maybe they will, especially if you share this footage. At the very least, we can document what happened to this guy in case things like this are happening again involving the Margate Police Department. Our rights.
Real, man. Look, and that's why I wanted to cover a video like this, man, because this shit ain't right. It ain't right. Bernie said it. I'm gonna let Bernie say it again, because Bernie said more words than Chris Rock. Uncanny.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
We gotta point these things out, man. We got too many people out here walking around blind to the issues that really could involve all of us, man. All of us. But I got one more for you, man. I got one more for you, because there's a lot of things that go on in society and they try to get you hemmed up on pretty much anything, bro. It ain't nothing but extortion. I'm just let y'all know. It's pretty much extortion. We got to get some money out of these citizens. We over here spending their money on nonsense that we shouldn't be spending it on. We giving a lot of it to the police department. We giving ourselves pay raises. We're doing all these different things where now we are over budget and we need to recoup some of that money. We already tax the citizens, but what's another way that we can get money out of them? Let's write them tickets. Let's take them to jail. Let's make them go through the whole court process where they have to pay these fees back to us. If not, we can lock them up because they didn't give us the money that we extorted from them. But sometimes there are actually good cops. After you've gotten through this process of what happened right here, and they actually take your ass to jail, even if it's on some BS, hopefully you run across a judge like the one I'm about to show you. Hopefully you run across one that actually cares about what's going on and doesn't go with the flow and just believes everything the prosecutor and the cops said in their statements. Hopefully you run across this guy. Shout out to Audit the Audit for this next video, and shout out to this judge out in Texas, because he's doing the Lord's work. That's what I'm gonna say. He's doing the Lord's work. But let's check it out real quick. Like, once again, shout out to Audit the Audit, and here we go.
The arrest itself. as was the case here, given that the traffic stop leading to Mr. Flores' arrest raised jurisdictional concerns.
Flores, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Also initiated a traffic stop after observing the defendant cross several lanes while failing to signal and almost causing a collision. Upon contact, the officers observed an odor of marijuana. The officers asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle and asked whether the defendant had marijuana inside. The defendant admitted he did have marijuana inside, as well as a firearm. During the search of the vehicle, the officers found a handgun in plain view on the driver's side floorboard, not in holster. The officers also located 13 grams of marijuana under the passenger seat.
Got it. All right, Mr. Flores, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you not?
I have a SR22 in place. My license was suspended.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. It's possible you face another 6 months in jail. I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today, promising you that you're not going to drive. Do you have liability insurance in your name? Car insurance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't want you driving until you have a Texas driver license. You need to call DPS, figure out what to do to get your license. I'm going to give you the phone number now, but it's time for you to get your license back. And when you show me that you have your license and that you have car insurance, I will happily allow you to drive. But until that point, do not drive. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons as well. Do you understand? This is a condition of your bond. If I find that you have a weapon, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir. So I'm not allowed to retrieve my weapon back?
I'm ordering you now, while this case is open, not to have any weapons.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Here, Stephen, do you mind giving this to me, please? This is the number to the driver's license division to DPS. You need to call them in the morning to figure out what you need to do to get your license back. Give them your license number and ask them what you need to do to get your license back.
Okay.
Once you do, I'll tell you, I'll take this off, you know?
Yes, sir.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll take a look at it. And then, assuming you qualify, I'll give you a lawyer today. I'm going to have you sign this agreement with me today that you're not going to drive. And I want you to understand, Mr. Flores, I take this so serious. Don't drive. If you drove here, you can't drive home.
No, I didn't drive here. My father did.
All right. So I'll have you come up here, swear to us. I'm going to have you go to Jemay, sign a reset, and then we'll have you fill out the application. Okay? All right.
Judge Fleischer informs Mr. Flores that because his license is suspended, he is not allowed to drive until he gets his license reinstated, even though he has a so-called SR22 in place. An SR22 is a financial responsibility insurance certificate that an auto insurer files with the Texas Department of Public Safety, or DPS. Texas law requires drivers who have had their driving privileges suspended for violations such as driving while intoxicated, drug offenses, driving with an invalid license, and multiple convictions for driving without car insurance to file an SR22 with DPS in order to reinstate or maintain their driving privileges. However, the certificate itself does not lift a license suspension or grant driving privileges while a suspension is in effect. A motorist whose license is suspended must first satisfy all reinstatement requirements, such as paying fees, completing any mandated programs, and waiting out the suspension period before the SR22 enables the license to be reinstated. As Judge Fleischer explains, because Mr. Flores' license was suspended, he was not lawfully permitted to drive, even though he had obtained SR22, and doing so could lead to further penalties.
Bring a shared code book at the moment. We may have to have you look at a couple interesting things.
Okay.
And this is on the Trevor Flores case, Judge.
Now, this guy that's right in front of the judge right now, that just walked up, this is the court-appointed lawyer for the gentleman that didn't have a driver's license, supposedly had a firearm and some marijuana in his vehicle. This is his court-appointed lawyer. This is a type of lawyer that I would want on my side. This is the type of judge I would want to hear my case. Watch this lawyer and watch how this actually transpires.
I think you visited with that gentleman earlier. He's present here at the moment.
Okay.
But I got the case this morning and had a chance to do a kind of little bit of digging into yes. And although we are still waiting for the bulk of the discovery of the case, he's charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon following a traffic stop. And I've got a map that is kind of intriguing, I think you'll find, just with the way it's drawn. But he stopped by an officer with the City of Bel Air Police Department, and may I approach to just show you this delineation. This is, but he's pulled over going.
I know the area well.
Northbound. He's pulled over going northbound on 610 as he, what is described as makes an unsafe lane change. So he's northbound on 610, wants to get on 59 to go southbound, is erroneously in the wrong lane going northbound. The officer says that she has observed him makes that unsafe lane change, and that lane change is outside of the City of Bel Air Police Department jurisdiction. Now, we have a particular statute that governs whether officers can have the authority to make a detention of someone when they are outside of their jurisdiction. And that's 14.03 of
their PD can still stop someone outside of Bel Air.
Well, not for, well, according to the code, it says a peace officer.
That would mean that any officer outside would never be able to do anything.
No, that's incorrect. There's a very limited exception, and that's what applies in this case. So it says a peace officer who's licensed and is outside of the officer's jurisdiction may arrest without a warrant a person who commits any offense within the officer's presence or view, other than a violation of subtitle C, Title 7 of the Transportation Code. So generally, any offense that an officer sees, he can arrest that person or detain them, as the way the code uses that term arrest. He can detain that person. But when it's for a traffic offense, that officer is
He's not
required.
arresting him for a traffic offense, though.
Well, that was the basis for the stop.
Sure.
But the way the code contemplates arrest, it's any, and that's defined in, I think, in chapter 15. But arrest, as contemplated by the code, includes detention. And so this officer doesn't have the ability, where that stop takes place, to make that detention. That officer could detain him if he saw him committing theft, could detain him if he saw him committing an assault, can't for transportation.
So, but he stops him for whatever reason it is, right? Comes up to the car and he smells marijuana.
Yes.
Right?
Well,
And then
that's
don't they even get a drug sniffing dog? Is this the one where they get a drug sniffing dog and they find the weed and?
No, Your Honor, that's it.
Was that a different case?
No, it's a different case, Judge. But the handgun, I believe, was in.
It was in plain view.
No, I think it's, well, so I think what's alleged is it's in conjunction with possession of marijuana. And for purposes of just this limited PC question, not my focus is solely the detention. I'm not.
It's certainly crafty. It's great. But he's not arresting him for the traffic offense.
Well, but I think we're looking at a limited scope of what arrest means. So I think you're looking at arrest as in being
you
arrested.
would be saying that really if he had committed an ag rob, right, or kidnapping, then even if he had kidnapped, like let's say he had a 2-year-old child in the car that he had kidnapped across state lines. Well, then according to this, because he's in a different jurisdiction, then you couldn't arrest him on that kidnapping charge too.
He saw a kidnapping taking place. The officer could arrest him under that code. But what he can't do is when there's a traffic code violation, we don't allow for example, the El Paso Police Department to come to Houston and then sit on the street corner and arrest people for traffic violations. We don't allow them to make those stops. And that's what that issue here is a peace officer who's outside of his jurisdiction able to enforce the traffic code.
I know where you're going and I've seen it before, but I'm not.
And we're looking at G1.
Hey, look, he making a good argument, and the judge is being skeptical about it. But according to Texas law, if somebody commits a traffic offense in the presence of an officer, and that traffic offense is occurring outside of that officer's jurisdiction, according to Texas law, that officer cannot stop them. They can call it in. They can call in the other department to try to stop them, but they physically cannot stop them. And this officer did stop him. And because that officer did stop them, they ended up finding this. So it was illegal. He's arguing that it was an illegal stop from the get-go because the officer by law was not allowed to stop them. And then they found this other stuff. That's just like if somebody wiretaps you, illegally wiretaps you, or illegally breaks into your house. Matter of fact, breaking into your house is a better one. They illegally break into your house and they find guns and drugs. Well, guess what? That's all going to get washed away because you didn't even have a right to even be in my house. Now, obviously, my guns and drugs are going to disappear and I'm never going to get them back. But I won't be hit with an illegal gun and illegal drug charge. Because you didn't have any right to even be there in the first place. You broke the law. You can't break the law to enforce the law. That's pretty much what's going on right here. And that's what the lawyer is arguing. Let's see if the judge goes for it.
Where exactly did it occur anyways?
Let me see if I can pull up the address. We don't have any discovery in this case. I don't have any dash cam or anything like
So what it says in there is 5600 610 northbound. And what's so curious about this is
that's still in Bel Air? Is it outside?
That would be outside of Bel Air too. And going northbound, southbound lanes are covered in the city of Bel Air. The northbound lanes, for some reason, are not.
I don't know. We'd have to look closer. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm happy to look further into this.
You have to look. I mean, I can't make that determination now.
Fair enough.
Number two, he's not arresting him on a traffic offense.
Well, and I think what the code contemplates when it says arrest, and I think there's case law on this, is that it includes the concept of detention, as that's been, because I think when that code was written.
And so what I'm saying would apply as well.
Now, y'all remember what I said earlier? Remember what I said earlier about being under arrest? There's levels to this shit. In Texas, even detainment is considered an arrest. In Florida, I know it's when the handcuffs go on you. In a lot of other states, it's when the handcuffs go on you. But they dictate this a lot, and you have to read the case law to see what's going on right here. But arrest is different things. It ain't just you getting sent to jail. You can be arrested just with handcuffs going on you. And in Texas, obviously, from what the lawyer's arguing, just being detained is technically an arrest.
Like if he catches a 2-year-old kid, right, that's been kidnapped, by your theory, he wouldn't be able to arrest him on a kidnapping charge too.
Well, it's not my theory. It's the code.
The judge is not. I don't think he's following.
If he has a dead body in the car, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, that's a legislature question. And I mean, but they wrote that.
I can't imagine that the legislature intended that. I think that they intended for a traffic, let's say for speeding, right? Or your taillight is out. Yeah, not to arrest in that respect. But he goes up to the car, smells marijuana, sees a gun in plain view. I can't imagine the legislature intended in that purpose.
And my position, of course, is that, this may be for a motion to suppress later down the line, and I think there's still plenty more to do with
It's a freaking awesome argument.
Well, but the idea
I love
is
you. I forget the wonderful
right to
right?
detain him.
Right? Really?
I appreciate that. I appreciate the judging.
The idea, Judge, that you're not following yet is that the officer had no reasonable cause or legal right. That's the one we should use. The officer had no legal right to stop him, even if he did make an illegal lane change. The officer had no legal right to stop him because it was outside of their jurisdiction. That's the entire point. I think the judge is not following. He's not tracking yet. But the lawyer's argument is, I understand that they found drugs. I understand that they found a firearm. But the pretext of it is that the officer had no right to even stop that person because they were not in their jurisdiction. You wouldn't have found any drugs if you didn't stop them. And you were not legally allowed to stop them. That's the whole argument.
I'm not ready yet, but build it. If you build it, they will come. And then we'll take a look down the road and yeah.
Attorney Brian William Lee Garris was appointed to represent Mr. Flores and argued that the arrest was unlawful on the grounds that the officer who initiated the traffic stop was acting outside his jurisdiction. To support his claim, Mr. Garris cited Article 14.03 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, which generally prohibits officers from making warrantless arrests for traffic violations when outside their jurisdiction. Judge Fleischer pushed back, stating that Mr. Flores was arrested not for a traffic offense, but for a weapons charge. In response, Mr. Garris pointed to the definition of arrest within Article 14.03, arguing that it includes not only custodial arrests, but also detentions, such as traffic stops. He referenced the 2004 Texas Court of Criminal Appeals decision in State versus Kurtz, in which the court determined that a traffic stop qualifies as a quote-unquote arrest under Article 14.03. However, Mr. Garris based his legal position on Section G1 of Article 14.03, which permits certain peace officers, specifically those listed in subdivisions 1, 2, and 5 of Article 2.12, to make warrantless arrests outside their jurisdiction for any offense committed in their presence, except for violations under the Transportation Code. The key issue with Mr. Garris's argument lies in the classification of the officer who stopped Mr. Flores. The officer was a member of the Bel Air Police Department, which is a municipal agency. Officers employed by incorporated municipalities fall under Subdivision 3 of Article 2.12, not 1, 2, or 5. Therefore, Section G2, not G1, governs their authority outside city limits. According to Section G2, a municipal officer may make a traffic-related arrest outside their jurisdiction if the offense occurs within the county where their municipality is located. Now, since Bel Air is situated in Harris County, and Mr. Flores was stopped within that same county, it appears the officer's actions likely fell within the legal bounds established by Article 14.03. According to Harris County court records, the charge against Mr. Flores was dismissed on March 4th, 2025, after he completed a so-called alternative resolution agreement that required him to attend a gun safety class, reinstate his driver's license, and forfeit his weapon. Our next courtroom interaction took place on March 18th, 2025.
So, from what I just heard, the officer had legal reason to stop him. If they were a sheriff, I'm guessing a sheriff or a marshal or something like that. But they let him defer all of that. No weed charge, no gun charge. Just go to gun class. We're going to charge you for the gun class. So obviously he won. His lawyer did a good job. But we got another case.
The Allegan County 57th District Court in Michigan. This recording captured Attorney Magistrate Daniel Norbeck conducting a Zoom hearing regarding a traffic citation that Deputy Dylan Kitty of the Allegan County Sheriff's Office issued to 21-year-old Josh Webb.
This is for too fast for conditions as well as failure to yield to emergency vehicle. These are civil infractions, Mr. Webb. You have a choice of what to do on them. You can, 1, admit responsibility to a citation, or 2, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened. Or 3, you wish to contest the citation, in other words, fight a ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
I would like to contest this ticket.
Both?
Both of
Moving
them. Yes.
violations? All right. Then, even though I cannot see you, I'd ask you to raise your right hand, same way the deputy's going to raise his right hand. You swear or affirm any testimony that you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Before we get into this case right here, we got Miss Kanique Jackson in the building. Go ahead and tell the people what it is, what it do, and how you doing.
What's good, fam? It's Kanique in the house. Glad to be with y'all this evening. You can check me out at School for Justice on YouTube. And I'm kind of just dropping in for a minute to hang with the fam and catch on. I was out and about, and so really it was on the road when you came on. So I just now catching up on the cover line.
All right. Did you get to see the first one where the guy was sitting in what did you tell me? It was a Mercury Plymouth? Yeah,
Yeah, I believe it was a Mercury Plymouth, the old school body frame built.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts on that real quick, like before, because I know you say you're gonna be in and out or whatever. Give me your thoughts on that case real quick, like before we get into this one.
Well, I glimpsed in and out on it, and I was really driving, and I just so to be straight up with you, I didn't get the full coverage. I didn't get, because my schedule changed, and I get in kind of late on Thursdays now. But but the only thing I seen is where the police rolled up on him, and he was asking for his name and info, and dude was like, I ain't got to tell you my name and all this and all that. And then the police officer was like, why you want to sue me? What have I done that you want to press legal actions against me? Like, what am I doing out of code, out of order? And that was about all I was able to glimpse out of it.
Okay, I got you. Well, shit, here go, check it. Let's let this play a little bit so I can get some of your thoughts on it. Because this is a case where pretty much you have an officer. He made he wrote 2 tickets, and this guy, Mr. Webb, at the bottom. The dude at the top, Kibby, whatever his name is, he's the officer. Obviously, you got the judge right there, and then the guy at the bottom, he's the defendant. Let's see how this plays out. He said he's not pleading guilty to these tickets. He wants to challenge the tickets. Let's see how this plays out.
All right. Mr. Webb, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the deputy. He has the burden to establish to me why you were issued these citations in the first place. But then after that, you'll have an opportunity to either ask questions or testify on your own behalf. All right?
Okay.
And with that, deputy, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere it makes sense? Explain the issuing of this citation.
Conducting routine patrol in Watson Township. I was traveling westbound on 116th Avenue. I observed the defendant's vehicle driving directly ahead of me. While driving behind that vehicle, I paced it at 58 miles per hour for approximately 3 miles. Upon activation of my emergency lights, the vehicle continued driving for approximately a quarter mile before turning left onto 19th Street and coming to a stop. At that point, I made contact with the defendant, explained the reason of the stop, and issued the citation.
All right, Mr. Webb, what is it you wish to tell me?
I guess I'll just tell my story. I was on my way back from school because I forgot that it was spring break. When I got onto 222, I saw Mr. Kibbe sitting in like the little construction area across from the gas station. That's when I decided to flip him off. This obviously made Mr. Kibbe upset, prompting him to pull out behind me and begin following me for a few miles until I reached a downslope. I had my cruise control set at 57. So as soon as I hit the bottom of that downslope, my car accelerated a little bit, supposedly 1 mile an hour. And this is when Mr. Kibbe turned on his lights, and it was very obvious that he was targeting me. So I instantly, right away, started slowing down and decided that turning off to the left was going to be my best case scenario because it was going to put Officer Kibbe out of the main road, which I know is one of the leading causes of death for officers.
Deputy, what's the speed limit on this road?
55 miles per hour.
All right. So the too fast for conditions is the 58?
Correct.
And failure to yield to emergency vehicle is the driving for a quarter mile before he pulled over?
Correct. Your Honor, my understanding of the
guy was going 3 miles over the speed limit, going on a downhill slope, 3 miles over. And the officer said he drove a quarter of a mile before he pulled over. So I guess that's the failure to yield to emergency vehicles. Let's see where this goes. What are your thoughts right now, Miss Jackson? 3 miles over, supposedly.
Yeah, and that dude was like, I accelerated 1 mile per hour. Like, really? 1 mile per hour, and then eventually, like you said, sped up to 3 miles over the speed limit. Like, man, go really do your job. Go get a job, get a life or something. That's just ridiculous.
I'm ready to see how this goes. It sounds like, because look, I'm love that he told something that the officer didn't say, because the officer, and I'm pretty sure it's probably a personal thing. He said he flipped the officer off. Then he started following him, because officers usually, they give you up to 5 miles over. I've seen that many times. I done got behind officers doing 10 over and roll behind them.
Right.
Just to see if they gonna try to stop me. I'm like, what, you gonna stop me from speeding when you speed? You ain't got no emergency lights on. So what's your issue? Usually 5 miles over, they don't bother you. But flicking them off might be the reason for these citations. And driving a quarter of a mile down the street in a car, a quarter of a mile is not that far when you're in a car. And just to pull over to get the officer in a good spot, I'm ready to see this. I'm ready to see this because I didn't watch this part. I just watched that first one. But let's see.
Failing to yield for an emergency vehicle moving is that they have to pull immediately to the parallel to the road they're currently on.
No, they don't.
In the event that I was heading to an emergency.
No. Y'all don't listen to the officer. If you get somebody flashing lights behind you, let's say you're on one of these county roads, one of these dark, unlit roads, they have already established through the Supreme Court that you are allowed, you need to drop your speed and drive slowly to a well-lit place. If you feel unsafe, you do not have to immediately pull over for these officers. You do not. Because your safety is also a part of the situation. They always talk about officer safety. Your safety actually is taken into account too. If you lower your speed and you drive to a well-lit place, that is very excusable in court. And he can't hit you with another one. But I'm guessing he hit him with that charge, failure to yield to emergency vehicles. That's the charge because he made him go a quarter of a mile. You don't have to just instantly stop, y'all. Otherwise, everybody just be stopping in the middle of the fucking interstate.
He would have been impeding me by turning left across both lanes where I couldn't pass him.
Should have went around the right side.
Mr. Webb, you know how dumb it is to needlessly upset law enforcement, right?
Yes, I know that.
Because they have certain powers that they can exercise over your life and make your life difficult. It was a dumb thing to do.
Yes, and I have stopped since then.
All right. Here's the problem. Violation of basic speed law, too fast for conditions, is essentially, that's the wrong citation. You could have wrote him a citation for 1 to 5 over, and that's what he'd be looking at. But the violation of basic speed law is essentially when you have a slide off or something like that, you were going too fast for conditions. And that having the accident is the prima facie evidence that you should have been driving slower to sort of, avoid that happening, as opposed to just essentially a speeding ticket, meaning nothing happened with your vehicle, but a moving violation that you were in fact going faster than posted speed limit. So this could have been a faster than posted speed limit ticket, but the way it's written, the violation of basic speed law, we reserve that for a failure to maintain to your vehicle to stop a clear and assured distance before you hit something else or before you leave the roadway. Other problem is the failure to yield to emergency vehicle is this. Once an officer is trying to pull you over and it's obvious to you or reasonable to an objective person that the officer is trying to pull them over, i.e. lights and sirens and there's nobody else but you, then you know that they're trying to pull you over. The issue with that is you do have the right to. Now, I'll tell you right now, if you just speed up and drive away, this turns very quickly into what's called fleeing and eluding, which is felony crime, right? But if the officer's trying to pull you over, you are able to drive to a place that you feel is more conducive to a safe stop. A lot of time what that means is,
I hope y'all heard what that judge just said to y'all. So don't let no cop try to throw no bullshit on your head. Listen to him one more time.
If the officer's trying to pull you over, you are able to drive to a place that you feel is more conducive to a safe stop. A lot of time what's that?
Remember that. If they hit you with a charge on that bullshit, fight that shit in court. If you got an officer behind you and they lighting you up and you don't feel safe in that area and you want to pull into like a gas station or an area where there's people at, slow your speed down and get there. Now, I ain't saying drive 3 fucking miles down the road now. Ain't nobody saying that shit. But some place reasonably within the area, The judge is telling you right now that is not against the law. That is not against the law. And shout out to Op in the building. He said, I've driven home or up the road to safety while by being pulled over. Is definitely not illegal. He said, yep, to what the judge just said. And he also said, you just can't speed off, but you can turn on caution lights and drive at a slower speed. There you go. And that's the best way to do it. Put your caution lights on, slow your speed down, and get to a spot where you feel like it's safe, where there's cameras around, people around, whatever the hell. If you feel like something might be awry, especially if you don't feel like you did nothing wrong. And I'm from down here in Alabama, and we got a lot of back roads, and they ain't got no lights on it. I'm not stopping on none of them roads for none of them folks. I ain't stopping on none of them country roads for none of them folks. But Ms. Jackson, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think they need to pinpoint to these different counties. They need to pinpoint, directly to an exact rule. How much over are we going past the speed limit to call that traffic violation? Because it looked like they can kind of just make up and got a lot of room to play with. You know what I mean? Just 1 mile per hour over, or like this gentleman said, 3 miles per mileage over. So I think they need to get more direct and pinpoint exactly what can be a violation or considered speeding in that county. You know what I mean? Give an exact mileage or speed.
They got one. It's called the exact number that's written. Like if it's 55, that's the limit. But remember, officers have discretion. They can choose not to. And like we were talking about earlier, man, we done been behind cops before. They going 5 to 10 over and shit. We ride with them. They ain't finna stop us because they know they breaking the law. Officers have discretion not to enforce the law on us, but the limit is the limit. If it's 65, it's 65. That's why he said that he had a ticket that he could have wrote him for going 1 to 5 over. Right. He could have wrote him a ticket for 1 to 5 over. Then you can write another ticket for fucking 10 to 5 to whatever the fuck. They got different levels of the offense. Cause like you going like 20 over the speed limit, they can automatically arrest you for that. So they have severity levels to it, but the limit is whatever the speed limit is. But they have
referring to this. Well, I'm referring to this gentleman, and he was saying he accelerated 1 mile per hour over the speed limit, right? And then he said, as he continued, the officer documented him 3 miles per hour over the speed limit. So the question is, okay, so the question right there is, that's exact violation. You went over that speed limit. Okay, so that's determining exact violation. Like you said, up to the officer's discretion that he can write a ticket, give a warning, a citation, a ticket, or just let you bypass with it. So I think that's kind of where we're at in the middle. Like I said, it's a lot of breathing room because the officer could very well, it's up to his discretion. Could very well allow you to go on a minute, a mile, or 3 miles over the speed limit, or they can choose to give you a ticket on that. So I think they need to pinpoint down to when it is mandatory for the officers to take action and consider it a violation.
They do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They already do. Whatever the speed limit is what it is. If you go 1 mile over that speed limit, they can write you a ticket for it.
Right, but so it shouldn't be up to an officer's discretion. That's the wiggle room. You see what I'm saying?
That's just the leeway they give officers, because officers can see crimes and not enforce them. Like they cannot enforce the law. Like they can choose. Not remember when they had that school shooting? And that officer stayed outside. They said he stayed outside with them kids and they getting shot up. He had discretion not to go in there. They say officers do not have a right to intervene. Like the Supreme Court ruled on it a while ago, a few years ago, and I keep telling people this. They do not have a duty to protect your life. Well, that cops are supposed to protect and serve. They have discretion.
But that's hypocrisy, because when there's a crime being committed or rules or traffic laws, for example, being violated, it's their job to enforce it. That's their position, to enforce the law. So yeah, that's hypocrisy. So that's what, to me, that's where the confusion is coming in at, because it's up to the officer's discretion. When should just, the law is the law. Boom. You have to enforce that.
Look, I agree. Look, discretion can go, it can go both ways. But honestly, when it goes in the way of the citizen, where it's like, yeah, man, you just going 2 over. Like when they give you a warning, like they pull you over, but they ain't gonna write you no ticket. They just gonna talk to you. They ain't not writing no paperwork. They just gonna make sure you ain't got no warrants or whatever. That's an officer's discretion not to write you a citation. He also has a discretion not to even stop you. But it's cut and clear. Like if the speed limit is posted at 55 and you go 56, they have all the right in the world to pull your ass over and say you was going 56 and a 55. They usually don't do that shit because they know they don't want to get pulled over for going 1 over. And that's where the judge was saying, like, there's a law in the books where he could have actually charged him with 1 to 5 over the speed limit, but he didn't charge him with that. He didn't charge him that. He charged him with some shit that didn't even apply to what actually happened from his recollection and from what Mr. Webb said. So he was like, he's gonna end up dismissing that charge. I can guarantee the way he said it. He gonna dismiss that charge because like it's a wrong ticket. Now, if he would have wrote 1 to 5, he probably would go with it, but I don't think he's gonna go with it. But it's pretty clear cut. Like they have a discretion not to enforce the law, but we know if it's 55, don't go over 55. If you go 56, they can't stop you.
And so, another issue that happens is you got officers running red lights, running stop signs, no sirens on. There's no sign of emergency. And okay, then because you have a badge and you're in a police car, then it's okay for you to violate the rules. But if we did it, of course, you would want to give us extra tickets and put us under the jail. So that's the issue. Instead of setting the example as the leaders, how to abide by the rules and the laws and to enforce the laws is more like they doing what they want to do. So that's it, the middle ground with the discrepancies.
Well, look, I'll tell you this, and this is what I do. When I see cops violating the law, I videotape them. When I see a cop speeding, it's been many times. I got a couple videos on my phone saved. I'll be on the interstate and I'm riding behind a cop and I'll see that they going, I know what I'm doing. I'll pull my phone out. I'll videotape my speed and I'll go up to the cop and I'm like, look at him just drifting away. Look at him. I got a video of a cop when I've been on the interstate where he was just swerving. Now, on our side, because they ain't gonna do nothing to themselves, we can put that shit on the internet and have people have public outrage to try to get some change about it. But cops know they can break the fucking law. They know it. That's why we cover it. That's why we doing these videos right now. Cops know they can break the law. And citizens know they can too. And most citizens ain't gonna say a motherfucking thing about it. The only way that we can actually get some change about that and get some shit going is when we make it public, where a lot of people see it and they get outraged about it. Because otherwise, they just gonna do what they do. I covered a video probably about a year or 2 years ago where it was a city mayor was drunk as fuck riding on a golf cart with her husband. They drunk as shit. And they not supposed to be riding the golf cart on the street, on a regular street. They get pulled over by a cop. And luckily somebody FOIA'd the goddamn body cam. She ended up like, yeah, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna pay for my ticket, I'm gonna take responsibility and shit. But that night, that officer let her go. He knew she was drunk. He knew she was lit like a motherfucking light on 4th of July. She was lit. He let her go. But until somebody put it on the internet, that's when she came in and fucking did that woot woot shit. When it's like, nah, bitch, you need to go to jail. You in a higher position. But look, man, we already know the corruption that goes on inside of police departments. Unless we call it out on the regular, we can't really for the average, because we call it out. We actually call it out. But for the average Americans, they can't really bitch and moan about it. Because like, if you ain't gonna say nothing about them doing it, then what the fuck? Because they're gonna call you out on it every time. If they want to get a ticket off your ass, they're gonna do it. But if they want to speed with no emergency lights on, no sirens, no nothing, they gonna do it. And a lot of people just let that go. They're like, man, that's just what cops do. That's how it is. That's how a lot of Americans are. That's what cops do. But if you go 1 mile over the speed limit, they can stop you. They can stop you if they want to. But either way,
all right, fam. I was gonna say I got to hop on off, but next time maybe I can jump back in. I got to handle a little something. But I'm Kenique Jackson. You can catch me at School for Justice on YouTube, where we live, love, and laugh. Until next time, salute.
All right, girl. Appreciate you.
Okay,
Appreciate you.
All right.
And see, and Op came in and said, He said, first he was like, hey, Miss Jackson, unless a sign says drive speed limit as posted 5 miles over is usually okay. That is true. And then also, he said they can also pull you over for going a couple miles under, which is stupid. And they can, because they can say you're impeding traffic on that one too. And Miss Jackson, make sure you just hit leave studio, not in stream. But either way though, let's keep going. Leave studio.
I'm looking for it now.
Look,
I'm looking for it.
Just swipe StreamYard. Just swipe up, and like you know how you close the app, just swipe up.
Yeah, because I see the only thing I see right now is the end button, but I don't want to hit.
Yeah, just you know how you close apps on your phone. However you close the app, just do that. Just do that. Don't click no.
I'm not gonna hit the end button. Okay, I got you.
Hit the end button. All right, now.
Okay. All right, my fault. Right. Yeah.
Now you good. Hey, look, we jump back into the video, y'all. Here we go.
That means is, it was late at night. It's a country road in the middle of nowhere, and I know there's a gas station, a quarter mile up the road. So I, put my blinkers on, or I drove 35 miles an hour, but I drove all the way to the gas station because I'd rather have this interaction take place in the lighted parking lot, or something like what Mr. Webb is explaining that, 222 is a lot busier than, say, pulling off to a lesser used road. So provided the fact that you only went a quarter mile is the sort of saving grace here, and that you did pull over. But the way that you explained it, there is what I would say a grace period there for pulling over, as long as what you're doing is pulling over to what you consider to be a safer, either for you or for the officer. The way you articulated it, really, you articulated it for the officer, but it's allowed to be for your safety. But that is not necessarily what this statute for failure to yield to emergency vehicle is written for. I wouldn't find either of these two actions to be violations of the statutes that you were written for. But like I said, gentlemen, it's pretty clear here, Mr. Webb, what you did. You used really.
Now let's read that for a second, because they threw out a little tidbit for us. It says, in many jurisdictions, the details on a traffic ticket must be precise. An error, especially if it's sustain, whatever that word is, I can't say it. Whatever, like misidentifying the vehicle or driver, can render the ticket void. So pretty much they got to be exact about what they're writing on that traffic ticket. If it's off even a little bit, that ticket can be thrown out. So little tidbit.
Bad judgment that normally is going to end up costing you money, right, and costing you points on your driving.
And that's why you don't admit the shit. But the judge is about to give him a little talking to, and I'm ready to see this shit, because I'm probably gonna say something about it.
We went a quarter mile is the sort of saving grace here, and that you did pull over. But the way that you explained it, there is what I would say a grace period there for pulling over, as long as what you're doing is pulling over to what you consider to be a safer, either for you or for the officer. The way you articulated it, really, you articulated it for the officer, but it's allowed to be for your safety. But that is not necessarily what this statute for failure to yield to emergency vehicle is written for. I wouldn't find either of these two actions to be violations of the statutes that you were written for. But like I said, gentlemen, it's pretty clear here, Mr. Webb, what you did. You used really bad judgment that normally is going to end up costing you money, right, and costing you points on your driver's license, because it's just a dumb thing to do. Don't do it again.
Okay.
All right. But I would not find you responsible on these citations as they're written.
So pretty much what the judge just said, the violations that he was written for, the citations he was given, are not valid. So he's not gonna uphold that. But he wanted to give him a nice little talking to let him know, don't be flicking off officers, because they can ruin your life. Judge, this is what I have for you. This is what I have for you. Let me come up full screen when I say this to the judge, because I hope he see this video, which he probably never will. Don't you ever in your motherfucking life again tell a citizen that they should not be able to practice their constitutional rights by redressing their government. If I want to flick a cop off, I can flick a cop off, and that bitch can't pull me over for flicking him off. You need to be talking to that officer and telling him to control his emotions, because his feelings got hurt that somebody gave him a bad gesture. That's not against the law. And that was the pretext for the entire stop. You pulled a man over for going one over because he flicked you off. And then you wrote him a second ticket to be an asshole because he flicked you off. Stop dictating and stop lecturing the citizens about not using their rights, because the officer could possibly do it. You need to be talking to that damn officer right there, Mr. Dylan Kibbe. That's who you need to be talking to. You need to tell him you need to stop pulling people over because your feelings got hurt. That's what he need to be saying. Fuck all that nonsense, man. I don't care what these people saying. Oh no, this and oh no that. No, talk to your fellow employee, your fellow government employee, and tell them to stop pulling over citizens. Stop wasting my time to hear cases where obviously you are fucking butthurt, and now we sitting in here adjudicating something. And I gotta throw it out because you wasting time. You wasting time because your feelings got hurt. You trying to hem this kid up because your feelings got hurt. You trying to extort money out of this kid because your feelings got hurt. That's who you need to be talking to. Stop saying shit to the citizens. Unless the citizen did something that was illegal and you clearly judge that he didn't do anything illegal, why the fuck you talking to him? Talk to your officer. Talk to your fellow government employee. I don't like that. Don't lecture me about what I need to be doing when you threw out everything that I supposedly did. You threw out all my charges. Said it ain't no grounds for it. But you talking to me though. You're not talking to the motherfucker that pulled me over who wrote these charges on me, and you said, no, they ain't right. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man, where Bernie at again, man?
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
Stop talking to me, man. Don't talk to me, bro. Don't talk to me. You need to talk to him. Let's see, Op said that NWA song, F the Police wasn't against the law and proved in court. Tell these pigs to get out of their feelings. Like, for real, man. You pull that dude over because he flicked you off. And the judge gonna sit here and try to lecture that young man. Man, fuck that, man. And watch the young man, he be like, yeah, I ain't gonna do it again. Watch, I ain't gonna do it again.
We're all set with this today, Joe. So,
all right, thank you.
Go our separate ways and think twice about how we carry ourselves in the world, all right?
Yes, sir.
Think twice about how we carry ourselves. I hope the officer thinks about that. I hope the officer truly thinks about that, how he carries himself in his official capacity as a law enforcement officer certified by the government, not to harass people and pull people over because his feelings got hurt. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how these things work out. But look, man, I wanted to show y'all a few videos tonight because I feel like this stuff is important, man. I feel like it's important. I think people need to see these things so you can start understanding, like, look, man, your rights are like your muscles, man. If you don't use them, you're going to lose them, man. You really going to lose them. But that's the end of the video, man. We done. We done with the live stream. I got to get up early in the morning, man. I want y'all to hit that like, subscribe, share, turn the notice on, all that in the bag of chips, man. I appreciate y'all. We're going to catch y'all again tomorrow because we got the Friday night show and we talking about that Israel-Palestine stuff. But your boy up out of here, man. I'll holler at y'all in the next one as always, man.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.